Welcome to a bonus edition of the Car Doctor radio program. Joining us is Brian Goldie. He is the experiential marketing manager for Ford here in the United States. And Ford created something really unique. Brian, can you tell us about it?
Yeah, we were really excited about it. Something new that kind of grabbed the attention of the younger generation and specifically the gamer community. We took our brand new Transit Trail that's out in production now, and we completely customized this thing to be the ultimate gamer van. Anything you could imagine to do either gaming, streaming, podcast, connected still to the internet wherever you go, all in one place, a mobile gaming station. And it was just a really cool experience. And we had some great partners that helped us cater that vehicle to the needs of a gamer.
And whether it's like you said, whether it's gaming or podcasting, a lot of people do both together. I guess I didn't realize that, watching a video of someone playing a video game was a big deal, but there are people that are making literally, seven figures doing that these days. So gaming is really popular these days, but the ability to share your experience with it is fascinating to people as well. And this vehicle lets people do that too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was one of the more important aspects of the design. When we teamed up with Full Squad Gaming and their crew, and they kind of just walked us through everything they would want in a van. They're one of the largest content gaming content streamers on TikTok today, and they have one of the largest followings. So what they had to say, the input they provided was pretty vital to how we wanted to execute this. You talk about streaming games in play. My kids at home, they sit there and they watch people play these games that they like, and they learn from it, and it's pretty neat. It's a huge thing. Yep.
And what did you have to do differently to the van to be able to handle this type of electronics and maybe extra weight and so forth? I mean, the Transit certainly is a very capable vehicle on its own, but did you have to kind of make some modifications to it?
Well, no, so this Transit Trail is fully capable. You said it. So what the difference between our van and a regular Transit, the Transit Trail is brand new. It comes standard off the assembly line with like a 3.5-inch lift. It's a 3.5 liter V6 EcoBoost engine, and this thing is like 300 horsepower, right? So it's got a wider stance, being more that trail version, and it's got the all-terrain tires and wheels on it. So it pretty much can go everywhere. It can go other places that the regular Transit wouldn't, right? So we didn't have to do too much other than, there's a lot of customization that goes into this, framing out your space. So a lot of woodworking involved, a lot of electrical working for the type of systems that we were installing. So, we had a large monitor up front with microphone. We had a cloud ceiling on the top that the lighting could change the mood in. We had a refrigerator in there for the guys as they were on their road tour, with drinks and snacks, and a couch in the back, and video gaming systems in the very back when you open the rear hatch too. So we had 2 screens back there and 2 Xboxes, and this thing was ready to go. So off the assembly line, not really anything we needed to do other than the customization to create what we wanted.
And what was the point of this? Why'd you do it? I mean, sometimes we do things just to do it, and other times you look at different markets and you look at different potential customers. Was that part of this?
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to kind of target pop culture. Our audiences are getting younger and younger, and needs are changing frequently, right? So
Mhm.
we wanted to see where we could go within this pop culture community, and we thought this gaming community represented that very well. And the demographic, the age, it all kind of align and fit the audience that we were trying to get after with this thing. And we wanted to show people that, you know, you can do a lot with these, not only with these vans, but with Ford, and how Ford fits into your lifestyle, or could fit into your lifestyle. So let's face it, you could go see any one of our vehicles at a grocery store parking lot across the country at any given day. But, you know, if we're going to an activation such as TwitchCon, with all the eyeball that they have, you got to do something to stand out, and you want to show up relevant, right? So that's what we did. We, you know, our display was very simple at TwitchCon, but the van was the biggest part of it. And, you know, the crowd seemed to really love it, and we're into it. And you could hear people talking about, man, I would do this or that if I had one, and I would go here and there. And, you know, we talked to a few of the big gamer names while we were out there at TwitchCon on site. Cypher PK, they did an interview with him, Full Squad Gaming did, and you can check that out on their Instagram or TikTok. But he was like, man, I'd take this thing on a road trip, and this is what I would do with it. And it, you know, so they were into it.
Yeah, I think it really is. And when you try to look at, you know, a little bit different kind of non-traditional, I guess, kind of market a little bit, you want to see where things are going to go. I remember it was probably 20 years ago that, you know, Ford put together a van that was sort of, you know, I think it had a washer and dryer in the back of it. It had a little refrigerator in it, and, you know, it was kind of like the ultimate parent van that they could drive around in. And yeah, it wasn't, you know, it was never going to, obviously never going to make it to market, but the idea that you could do that if you really wanted to, and the idea now that you're looking at, you know, whether it's you know, Gen Y, Z, or whatever the case, whatever the letters are, but the idea that you could also make this a mobile office, and
Correct.
somebody who doesn't necessarily need to go to a physical office every day, but they can have all the componentry in that vehicle. They could build it out to the way they want, and they could have a fully functional office and be able to do just about anything in it. I think the idea that, you know, as you added these electronics for gaming, you know, it also adds electronics for business purposes as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what we wanted to show. We wanted to show the versatility and the capableness of this vehicle. And, you know, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, people are using these vans nowadays. I mean, there's a large movement. I have a lot of friends personally that use it for motocross vans. So they will build a living quarters in the front part, and then they'll have their dirt bikes and stuff in the back, and they don't have to go stay at a hotel now when they go to the races. And, you know, some of those dads, they travel with their kids, and like you said, they need a place to work. They can work right out of that van while that kid's doing his thing or her thing on the track. And, you know, there's a lot of different possibilities. You know, you think about, you know, the mini housing that's going on. Well, this thing's on wheels now. So their tiny house, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
You know, we had a good time with this van, full squad. We did a little tour. We started at the NRG Castle there in LA, and then we took it to a suburb, or I don't know if I'm calling it right, a suburb out there in LA called Sawtell, where we engaged with some college students to do some gaming challenges against FSG and have some fun, win some prizes. And then we really put it to the test when we took it to Mount Care out there in California. And we had one of their crew members, Sapnap, spend 33 hours up there on the mountain in the wilderness while our F-150 Lightning was supplying power to his ultimate gamer camp with the van. And he played his favorite game is Minecraft, and he played that for 33 hours up there, and we didn't miss a beat. We had everything he needed.
Well, I guess that shows a commitment, because I don't want to do anything for 33 hours in a row. So it sounds pretty made. If people want to see more information about this, is Ford's website, the gamer website, where's the best place to find out more information?
So for the transit trail in general information, obviously Ford.com on the transit page. But for this gamer van specifically, you can follow Ford on Instagram, and then Full Squad Gaming on TikTok, Instagram. We're on X or what used to be Twitter. So we have some content up there, and we're going to have content continue to come out on it as we're fresh off the tour. It was last weekend. So yeah, there'll be a lot to be able to explore and check it out. Some of the big names that came by and were interviewed by Full Squad were like I said, Cypher, PK, he's well known in the industry, Daltouche, Tarek, and Andrea Botez. So any one of those crew members, they may have some content up, or if you wanted to just go to one stop, just hit FSG.
It sounds like it was a really fun project, and I think all of these project vehicles, when manufacturers put them together, I think really shows some creativity. It really shows kind of, let's do something a little bit different and try it and see what's out there, and the idea that can kind of spin off into something that is more day to day. But on the other hand, like you said, some of these high end gamers that are making 7-figure salaries, they might go, hey, this is pretty cool. I want to build one of these for myself. And you never know, they take those little thoughts and pieces and put them all together and come up with something really cool out of it. Is this going to end up at SEMA by any chance?
You know what? That's a good question. We're going to be at the LA Auto Show for sure. I'm not sure about SEMA yet, but we are kind of trying to figure out, after LA, what's next with this thing, because we would love to get more exposure on it, and just like we were talking about, showing whether you're a DIY or you want to just pay somebody to upfit this thing. And I had a consumer stop me at TwitchCon and say, man, my wife has like this dog grooming business. And like, you think about, the movie Dumb and Dumber with the mutt cuts and stuff too, but it's legit. There's small businesses all over, electrical, plumbing, like his wife was doing with the dogs. I mean, there's anything you could imagine.
I mean, my full-time job is I think we have 4 or 5 transits we use for maintenance. We have a couple of transits we use for battery delivery, and then we have I think we got our 11th Lightning in. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So the idea that we can take some of these vehicles, and we've upfitted them in all different ways to be able to handle the different parts of AAA service as well. Hey, I want to thank you for taking a little time out and joining us on the Car Doctor radio program.
Hey, I appreciate it, John. Have a good day.
You as well. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right.
Thanks again, Brian. And to hear a live broadcast of the Car Doctor radio program, tune in every Sunday at 11 o'clock on WATD 95.9 FM, or tell your smart speaker, I want to listen to WATD. Until next time, make sure you wear your seatbelt, drive safely, be good to your car, and if you see an emergency vehicle by the side of the road, slow down or move over. It saves lives.